All right, I'm going to show you how I've been tooling my leather. I'm not the best at it, but you can get a pretty good idea of how to do it. Again, I'm not the best. So I have my leather here. I just got it wet with just a spritz bottle of water. I traced my pattern onto this tracing paper. And then, let me make sure I have it the right way. I just place it down onto the leather so it's in the right spot. Little pieces of tape there to hold it in place for me. And then I take this tool and I just draw over the pattern. Now, I'm not going to draw over exactly the pattern that I have here because I've noticed that the pattern's a little too big for my leather. So I'm going to alter it just a little bit. But it's going to be okay. The hardest part about this is remembering where you left off, because you can't see what you've already traced and what you haven't. So you kind of sometimes have to guess. All right, so I have my pattern in the leather there. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's kind of indented. And then you take this nifty tool and then you carve those indentations into the leather. And I'm not the best at this. I've gotten better as I've done it, but you know, that's part of the fun of your costume, is at the skill level of you. Learning new skills for a costume is always new fun, in my opinion. So yeah, but Lola, her holsters and belts and things look really worn to me, like they've already been through the ringer. She kind of got a hand-me-down. So, in my opinion, it's okay if this isn't 100% amazing, because in my mind it makes it look like it's been worn a little bit more. I'm sorry if I'm covering the camera. So as you can see, this is really tedious and really time consuming, and some people have amazing control with this little this thing. And as you can see, I don't have the best control with it, but I'm doing my best, which is all that really matters. If you're going to commit to doing a costume and doing it 100%, just got to do your best. And sometimes it turns out amazing, and sometimes it turns out looking like it came out of the back end of my dog. But, you know, no judgment, because you tried. Alright, we're almost there. So, in the original design, there's a lot more stuff in here. It's totally fine with me that there's not a lot of stuff in there. This strap is so small, I don't think it actually needs it. So I've kind of been omitting that part of the pattern on this strap. But in the belt, because the belt's larger and you can see that part of the pattern, I was doing it. Alright, so we probably have room to do one more of these patterns, but I'll move on to the next step so you can see what goes next. So, I don't get this a little wet without actually spraying water near my camera. It is really hot, so it's evaporating really fast. Let me put this back. Next, I'm going to use this tool. They come in different sizes. It's at an angle. It says number B935. And then you basically put the pointy end in the groove, and you take your mallet and you pound it. And I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but you just move that tool through the grooves that you've already cut. Yeah. So you can see this takes forever. The larger the leather, at least in my experience, the quicker it went. The belt, which is this thick, I was motoring through it, and so I'm hoping that when I get the gun holsters cut out of the leather, that it'll go fast like the thicker belt went. But with something so small as this strap, I kind of really have to be careful of where I am so I don't overlap, you know, the piece that I don't want to be smashed. And I have to use this really, really small tool. Whereas when I was working on the bigger piece, I could use a tool almost 4 times the size and go a lot faster. So yeah, you just, again, put it in the groove, hold it straight up. And the smaller your tool, the less hard you have to hit. It creates a larger indentation because all the force is going to that little area. The bigger the tool, the more hard you have to hit because it's being dispersed to a bigger area. I learned this the hard way, and Scott Muchow had to tell me not to hit this little one so hard. So I'll do this little straight run here. Sometimes you get stuck, so you gotta pick it up and just move it down. So there you go. That is how I have been tooling the leather. Once it gets to the end, I'm going to take another tool, which is going to look like one of these. You can see those. And put it in the negative space so there's more of a pattern in there. This kind of just looks like you rubbed it in concrete or gravel. So once I finish the whole thing, I have to go back and do this in that negative space, and then we can dye it and cut it out and kind of put it together with the belt. So there you go.